Hey, what's up guys? It's Taylor. Welcome back to my channel. I am by myself today because we are doing a video that just involves me, but Jeff is right here, right off camera, watching me like a hawk.
Bonsoir.
So today I wanted to do a video that I have wanted to do for a while, but just haven't found the right time to do it. So a lot of you may have noticed that I have a pretty big scar down the back of my head, and it is actually from a brain surgery I had when I was 7, almost 20 years ago. Wow, that's literally crazy. So yeah, I had brain surgery when I was 7. I suffered with pretty terrible migraines, and we'll get more into that in a minute, but I wanted to just kind of walk everyone through the process of what that was like and what it's been like dealing with it now. But before we get started, I do want to thank our sponsor, Cove. Cove is a website that is dedicated to helping people that suffer with chronic migraines. Cove brings migraine sufferers personalized care and affordable options of medication to help you deal with those issues. Cove connects you with doctors that specialize in migraines, and they get you medication every month based on your specific needs. So it's really great to have a doctor sort of at my fingertips that specializes in migraines rather than having to go to the doctor or see my general practitioner, I guess is what it's called. So Cove is a great option for people who are suffering with migraines, looking for that personalized care, and it's at an affordable price. So you'll work with your Cove doctor to find a treatment that is especially perfect for you, and you do that by actually filling out a 15-minute consultation, which you can see on the screen right now. So you'll complete a 15-minute consultation so that Cove can get a better understanding of your migraines and how they impact you and your daily life. From there, Cove doctors will recommend a personalized treatment plan, and you have the chance to review the plan, ask some questions, and request changes before the plan is approved. You work directly with your licensed doctor to create your plan together, and once your treatment plan is approved, your prescription is delivered to you every month at an affordable cost. And again, your doctor is right at your fingertips to help you with any questions you may have. So one thing to note though is Cove does not currently accept insurance, but they make sure that the prescriptions that they are supplying are at an affordable price point. So every month you can get your prescription anywhere from $20 to $40, which is pretty affordable. What's crazy is something that I didn't know. I obviously suffered with migraines a lot growing up, leading to my brain surgery, but 12% of Americans suffer with chronic migraines, which is a lot of people. That's 12% of all Americans that are looking for a treatment for their chronic migraines and how to better cope with them, and Cove is a great option to have that personalized care right at your fingertips. Cove knows migraines aren't just a regular headache. They bring migraine sufferers personalized and affordable care, and you can do it all from the comfort of your very own home. To get started with your own consultation, you can follow the link in this description, and you will receive 50% off your first order, and you'll get free 2-day shipping. So thank you, Cove, for sponsoring this video and helping me deal with my migraines that I still have today. And without further ado, let's get into the video and talk about my very exciting brain surgery story. Okay, so I don't even really know where to start. This is such a weird video to make, A, because I don't really remember a lot of it, B, I've never seen the scar for myself because it is on the back of my head, and C, it was literally 20 years ago, which is so crazy. So growing up, I suffered with like really excruciating migraines. It just felt like there was a lot of pressure on my brain at all times, and I guess it wasn't until I was going to school when I was able to actually verbalize like, hey, this really hurts. This isn't just like, I have a headache or I want to stay home from school, whatever. It was like really excruciating pain. And so I went to a couple doctors and we did CT scans, CAT scans, MRIs, like literally any machine or any test you could take in a hospital, I was in. And for a 7-year-old, that was like pretty frightening. But I luckily don't remember much about the process other than like going in all of those machines. which was kind of fun, but also kind of freaky because I didn't know what was happening. So when I was 7, I was diagnosed with what is called a chiari malformation, and it is when a part of your brain essentially forms outside of your skull and like sort of down your spinal cord. So the way I know it is when my cerebral spinal fluid would drip from your brain down your spine, I didn't have anywhere for it to collect and drip. So that is when we found out that I had the chiari malformation and part of my brain tissue had formed outside of my skull onto my spinal cord. And so what they did is they went in, let me see if I can show you the scar. Babe, can you just make sure it focuses on my head? If you can you see the scar? So this is my brain surgery scar. When I was younger, it was a lot bigger, obviously because my head was a lot smaller, but it went from pretty much the top of my head all the way down to the base of my neck, and they shaved just that area, which was pretty funny. And I think I had like something close to 25 staples in my head, and I was in the hospital for about 4 or 5 days. And so with the surgery, they went in there, they cut my head open, opened her up, and not to be graphic, and they put in a bovine graft, so actually piece of cow skin. Anyway, so in my head, they built a little reservoir out of cow skin and put it in my head to replace the piece that either I was missing or that had formed outside of my skull. So then they stapled me up. I was in the hospital for about 4 or 5 days. And that's really it. I guess that's kind of, or at least that's what I remember.
Okay, so I always call his scar his microphone. So like, if anyone's familiar with like Broadway performers, like any live performer, they like a lot of times will feed their microphone up like in their hair or through their wig to like come over here. So I'm like, oh my gosh, you always have a microphone. You have such a beautiful singing voice.
Of course.
At first, to be honest though, on our first date, I thought he like got his haircut like that.
Yeah,
I was like,
well, that's
really cool haircut.
all right.
Which
Hijacking my video.
Which barber did you go to get that shaved?
Hijacking my video. So yeah, so a lot of people also assume that it's like a little design, that I do in the back of my head, and I don't. So I'm so glad to finally be making this video so you guys can quit thinking I'm crazy and just know that it is a scar at the back of my head. And it's so funny when I get my hair cut, sometimes I feel the barber like being hesitant around it, and I'm like, yo, bro, just cut it up. It's already been cut before, we're good. So it is cool. It is usually like my fun fact, like in college, my freshman year college orientation, and we all had to like say a fun fact about each other. And obviously mine was that I had brain surgery, and it's something that I openly talk about pretty often when anyone asks. It's not, uncomfortable for me to talk about. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it is really something interesting that I find because I've never seen the scar like with my own eyes, and I never will, and I don't really fully remember the entire process of going. 2 things I do remember were leaving school that day. I was in the 1st grade, I believe. I was in the 1st grade. My counselor came in, got me from class, and was like, you're going to have surgery. It's gonna be okay. We'll see you in like a week, blah, blah, blah. I was like, cool, get me out of here. And then the second thing was, I remember going into the room and I put on my gown, and they told me I could leave my underwear on. And I was like, okay, obviously it's brain surgery. And yeah, I remember like being hooked up to all these machines, and I had like a catheter, and I had to like have 2 doctors lift me up to put me on a pot to go to the bathroom, and like it was all this weird crazy stuff. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's all coming back to me. But as far as how common is the chiari malformation actually happens in 1 of every 1,000 births, which is pretty rare. Is that rare? So anyway, that is my journey with migraines and my brain surgery and the history of my scar. And for the most part, for the past 20 years, everything has been totally good. I do suffer with migraines here and there. I don't really get headaches that much unless I'm like hungover or something, but for the most part, when I get migraines, it's like, you know, put a wet rag in the freezer, close the blackout curtains, lay down, like debilitating migraines. And so now that Cove has honestly helped me get the right medication and talk to a doctor that specializes in you know, taking care of people with migraines, it has been super helpful. Yeah, so once again, thank you Cove for sponsoring this video and doing what you're doing for people that suffer with migraines. You can, like I said, follow the link in my description if you are one of those 12% of Americans that suffer with migraines and are looking for personalized care and a medication that would be great for you. And in the meantime, this is a scar, not a haircut, and that is my story. I'm sticking to it. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and listening to me talk about a brain surgery that I had 20 years ago. But if you are someone that suffers with migraines, please check out Cove. If you are suffering with any other issues, please seek help from a medical professional. And please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.